When God decides to send a message, He'll even use your most painful moments to do that. Unfortunately, I don't want to call it marriage, but the union, whatever we had that time, came to an end. Painful end. And I can confirm, yes, I got diagnosed with severe depression, clinical depression and anxiety. It was so bad, I was actually suicidal. Every day, I couldn't think about anything else. I'll zone out and think, what if I'm not there? What if this comes to an end? What if I can stop feeling this pain? There was a lot of, you need to move on, you're this, you know, you're not the first person. There was a whole twist of events. Anything I would speak, it would be twisted around. You find yourself being insulted by like a bunch of people. At some point, it was so bad. I think when everything was unfolding, I would get up to 100 DMs just insulting me, people just insulting me. At some point, I had to give away my phone and my passwords, and someone else was managing for the longest time. Whenever you're going through such a scenario in life, because it happens to any of us, two things I did were, one, sticking to my truth and really not fighting, because these fights are not physical. They're not physical. They're spiritual. And there was nothing normal about what was going on. Whatever I create is not based on any drama or clout.
It's organic.
It's organic.
And it's real.
And my people are real and amazing. And they're there and they exist. And that's what had kept me going to date.
Hello and a warm welcome to LNS. My name is Lynn Ngugi. When you see me this excited, guys, hi, it's because one of my dreams has finally come true. I really wanted to host my guest today, and even when I did reach out to her, I was like, Maureen, I know I hosted someone, so I don't know if you are okay to talk to me, but I would love to welcome you here on the platform so that you can be able to talk to us about rebuilding. I was telling her earlier, when I see her, I see grace. When I see her, I see humility. When I see her, I see a beautiful mom, someone who has decided to let people, not put her down. And every time she comes out victorious, and we all can't help but just admire her and ask, how exactly does Maureen do this? So me, I'm also looking forward to her walking us through her journey. I look at her with so much admiration because I can tell you, I don't know the amount of grace she carries around, but I can't help but just be motivated by her. And I hope by the end of today's conversation, she will also speak to you in a way you are able to rebuild your life. And I'm about to let her introduce herself. But before that, guys, I gotta pay the bills. I want to say thank you so much to our partners at Maridadi Motors. Guys, I speak about Maridadi as if they are family, but it's because we've been through this journey together. My people at Maridadi, they have beautiful products, car wash, import, kila kitu. Just check them out here on the screen. Go show them some love, and don't forget to say that I sent you. And of course, sijava elegance leo, but please go show them some love na hizi viatu zangu. And now, without further ado, please allow me to let this gorgeous guest introduce herself. Hello.
Oh my goodness, Lynn. You can feel it. You can feel it as well.
I feel it coming.
Oh my goodness.
I can feel it. Hi.
Hi, Lynn.
How are you?
I am good. I know you always ask, how are you? Then you ask, how are you?
Yeah, how really are you?
I'm really, really good.
Yeah.
Can't be better at this point in time.
Yeah.
Very grateful to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
I should be the one saying thank you because, again, when I speak of grace, sometimes people think you can have done something with someone and then reach out now to you and you'll be like, no. Lynn, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But it's the way you talk to me. You talk to me with so much calmness, so much kindness, so much like zero judgment. And that's who you really are.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, it didn't happen overnight. But when you say grace, that's something I pray about every day.
Yeah.
I think since I was a very young girl, I knew about grace, and I used to tell God, you know, when people see me, let them see grace. But then practicing it is a different thing.
Yeah, well, no, it is hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And over here, we actually just dwell on grace, no judgment, and everybody deserves a chance to tell their story.
Yes,
Yes,
they
so
do.
we're good.
And I'm just so looking forward to you sharing your story.
Yes.
But I gotta ask, how is your family? How are the boys? How is everyone?
Oh, you're making me miss them so much. You know, I'm such a I am such a mom. Sometimes I'm like, what was I doing before this? Yeah, the boys are fantastic. They are so big. They are 7 and 5. They are thriving. Although somebody has Homer, he's at home. My youngest one. Yeah, but the other one is in school.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. And they're so sweet. I thank God for just everything He's done for us. Yes.
Yes, and the extended family.
And extended family as
Yeah,
well.
yes.
They're well. My mom and dad, they've been so amazing.
Yeah.
They're very, very well. But I don't know what you mean by extended family.
No, I won't go there. I actually meant more mom and dad.
Yes, mom and
Because
dad.
every time you speak about your parents with so much love and care, condolences about your sister. You're just this person that loves deeply, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you are just this person that is so consistent, matters love. And that's what I admire about you. So for me, it's more like mom. But if there's another one, you can also tell us. If there's another one that we are not talking, you can also tell us. Ama tuseme hapa ni wapi?
Hapa ni wapi? By the hapa ni wapi? Where? But and you know, I'm very also open about my family. So whatever you also see on social media is what it is. So my mom, my dad, they've been so amazing. And then are there other people? Of course, there are very many people. It depends on who we're talking about.
Look at you.
You want to be naughty?
No,
I'm more naughty.
But ako sawa.
We'll know at the end of the show.
At the end of the show,
but
know.
I'm happy, loved, and everybody around me is amazing. And then I think there's something about age, you know, and maturity. I've come to really value family and friends beyond anything. So it's just a new journey for me. But yes, my family is good.
Yes. You know what people can't take away is also the level and the dedication your followers have. Your supporters on social media, the level of dedication they have. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll just go there and I see people fighting for you, making sure people don't say anything negative about you. And it kind of makes me happy because I've been able to experience that with my supporters. And it's something now I don't take for granted because they could choose not even to care about you. But the dedication with your supporters online, do you know some by name even?
Well, I do have a few names. Okay, because I can see the fans, the super fans, but I have a whole family out there, especially women who walked with me. I think since I got my first child, they've walked with me throughout the journey. A lot of them have related with my journey as well. So I think been a point of, if she can do it, then I can do it for sure. And I see it all the time in my DMs. There's a time there was a whole prayer behind me through women who follow me. People I've never met, some who are as far as Jamaica, the United States, Qatar, Nigeria. So I don't take my fans for granted. If you're watching, guys, I love and appreciate you. You're my family.
I just think it was important for us to appreciate them because I noticed there are people who pray for someone when you don't even know. Like today I was just telling God, whoever is praying for me, don't stop. It's working, it's working, it's working. Whoever is doing their silent prayers, please don't stop. God, it's working. It is working. And it's good to know you have people praying and fasting and praying,
especially that. You know, for someone to stop what they're doing and say, Maureen, I got you.
And you don't even know each other.
I don't know this person.
Yeah.
I don't know them at all.
Yeah.
In fact, hey, now that you've mentioned it, I think I need to later on just appreciate them by name, because you know, especially on my page, because actually I have a whole family out there, people I've never met to date. Yes.
Me, I want to do maybe a 24-hour live and just talk to my fans and just thank them. I plan on doing that. I plan on dedicating a day of just fasting and food and no food and just water and just talking to them like an entire 24 hours from just connecting with them, because you know, when people sit on this side, that's something I've noticed we take for granted. It's like, oh, so uko sawa hapo, okay, you don't care about what even I like to you. Is like, did I force them? Must they watch? Is it their business? It's my channel. They can open their channel. That amount of pride and ego that gets someone, and you forget the people who got you. They are, of course, God, but He came with the supporters. So, good job. You are loved.
Oh, I am.
God, nitashinda hapo watu wangu, poleni sana, but
but we have to
pole.
appreciate
Akina Kaswiti, I know Kaswiti is looking at me now. Lynn, tuingie kwa story. Okay, tunaingia kwa story. Tunaingia kwa story, but just to let you know, guys, I really appreciate you. But Maureen, people feel like they've grown up with you. I think social media, if someone is searching for something, or there's a whole day, the conversation will be about Maureen, and of course other people, right? But even before we get into how you got into this limelight, for me, if you could please walk us just a little back, give us, you know, a brief about your story growing up. Do we see, like, how did you grow up, you know, to all these things that have happened before our eyes, and now how you are rebuilding and turning your life around.
Great.
This is where I shut up. By
you don't need to, because you're so, I feel like this is so surreal. You know, I watch every show, I don't miss anything. So I'm like, is she really talking to me or another guest? Because I'm like, this is so amazing, Lynn. So I don't know, do I do the longer version or the shorter one?
You can give us the version that's in your heart right now.
I think this is for real. God who needs to step in, because I've been thinking about it, and I think I was telling you earlier, I haven't had a chance to reflect and say, oh, who is Maureen? Where did she come from? So I had to really think, like, who am I? And I got very emotional, because we really do take for granted sometimes where we are. And I look at Maureen as a child and who I am, and I'm like, wow. And I think it's important for this story to be heard, so that we can encourage every little boy and girl who is out there who barely has anything, and encourage them that they can become something. All right, so I was born, I won't say how many years ago, but I'm sure when I start saying years, you'll do the numbers. I was born to my mom, and my dad. They were, you know, just a young family getting together. But I'm a rainbow baby. My mom had lost an older sister of mine who I never met. And so I usually say, I think I'm the child who came to heal her. And those are the things that were making me emotional, because I was like, wait a minute, actually, my mom really never talks about it. I know I lost a sister, but how were they handling, you know, grief and sadness then? So I'm a rainbow baby to my mom. My mom is Jane, very feisty lady. And my dad is Ben, engineer Ben Waititu. And they gave birth to me. Unfortunately, after several months, they were not able to be together. And so they went separate ways. And my mom was those ladies who hustle. So she would leave me with my aunties or my grandma and, you know, go for months to hustle. She would bring the money home. But I remember growing up, like at that tender age of 3, 4, when you can remember some things, I knew her as auntie because my cousins were calling her auntie. But then she was so fond of me, and I'll be like, who's this pretty lady who comes and she's always like giving me all this attention? And I'm like, okay. Later on, I came to learn it's mom. And she would take me during the holidays. I would stay with her. Of course, being a working woman, again, she'd leave me in the house all by myself. Of course, well fed with everything, but then she'd leave me and then come in the evening. So I became independent when I was very young, like very young. Maybe by 7, I was able to do everything for myself. I look at my 7-year-old and I'm like, wow, he can do anything. Yeah, but I was able to do everything by myself. But my childhood was, I'm here today, tomorrow I'm at another relative's house, but they took wonderful care of me. And then jumping to my teenagehood, I was able to get a more stable home with an lovely uncle of mine, Uncle Kenyanjui. God, he was, he believed in me because I was also very bright academically, but very quiet. I was a very quiet child. Like I usually say, maybe my voice has always been small and squeaky because I never used it a lot. Yeah, when I was a kid, but I had a wild imagination. And so my uncle was very fond of me. And so he took me under his wings as one of his kids, sent me off to school, where I finished my Form 4 in a school called Excel Girls. I was the top student.
And you excelled.
Yeah, and I excelled. I passed my KCSE. I went to Kenyatta University to do my law degree. But in between there, like between high school and uni, is when I learned like how capable I am in terms of being able to work for myself, be independent. I kind of also saw how my mom was working hard, and I was like, I don't think I want to rely on anybody. So the independent girl, the baby girl, became an even more independent baby girl, like later, like at around 19. Anyway, so so KCSE, I did it, and then I started doing odd jobs. Again, my uncle, he would come home with newspapers, Kinyanjui. He'd come home with a newspaper, and you know that column at the end where they advertise jobs, and I'll just scour through every day. And when I see a job that looks like I can qualify in, like waitress and all that,
you go for
I would apply, And so my first job at 18, I worked as a salesperson for half a day.
Wow.
I couldn't do it. It was hectic. We were sent off, I don't know, somewhere in Mbakasi, and you have to walk around. So I was like, I know. It was soft life,
Me and my, also, you see here, audio. I got a job there, sales. When you are hustling. So me and my friends, we went and picked up the items. They give you the thermos, the sahani, the glasses. Then you go selling them into door. I think after a few minutes, I went and I told my sister, I just took the things, Apo Odion. I went to the Gorofa, I returned them, and I just told them, nipeni pesa tu ya fare. We walked. Nobody is buying anything. No one is buying anything. Ushinde ukibisha kwa ploti. Ting, 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 ting. Some even chase you. I was, oh man. Halafu worst mistake, uvae skirt.
Najua ya kana
vumbi itafika mpaka huku.
Unakuwa musi, unachomeka mpaka unapile. That's the one, actually. And it's the same thing. We used to sell isoma plastics. So this one, I was like, what kind of a life is this? So I came back, same exact story. I just told them, just give me bus fare to get home. I think they gave me 200 bob. And I was like, okay, let me try something else. So the next job I applied for was as a waitress. Actually, not too far from here, somewhere near Chaka Place. I was actually very surprised to see the restaurant is still there.
Oh, wow.
It's called Capri 7. And I worked there for about 2 or 3 months. I was being paid, I think 300 bob a day, but then the tips were good.
Because the tips,
Not bad.
Bad.
In fact, I was able to save some. Until this time, I think now, living with my uncle's family and, being a grown girl, I think I was feeling like, now I need to move on to the next level. And I decided to move out at that tender age. And I had 11,000 shillings. And I made, so my mom lives in Kiambu. And that time my grandma, her mom was alive. I don't know why I learned this, but something in me told me, you have to go there and they release you to the world. In as much as I wasn't living in their home. I was like, whenever you step out,
You need
and
the blessings.
you need your blessings. You need to be blessed from where you're coming from. And let me tell you, if you don't do that, so you'll become just a prodigal son or daughter. You'll zurura, things will be just accompanying you, and you'll still go back to your home. And so this time, I actually went. I told my mom, listen, mommy, I'm very, stubborn. So she's learned. Whatever I say, she will say no, but I'll still do it.
Yes.
So I told her, listen, mom, I want you to bless me and release me. And I went to Shosho as well. And she did those things they do, like, anatema mate. And they released me.
Yeah.
And then I came back to Tao, like CBD, there near Odeon.
Yeah.
And there was this friend of mine, funny enough, his name, I never forget his name, John. And it's my mom who had introduced me to John, but he used to sell earrings. So I used to go and get studs. And then the Odeon stage is where we used to catch the matatu.
Yeah.
And then we were living in a less developed area, so the matatus would take forever to fill up. So he would keep me company. Very nice guy. When I say actually there are angels in this world, John is one of them.
Wow. Kudos, John.
John, wherever he is, he was short.
Kudos.
I just like, that's the only thing I remember about him. He has short dreadlocks, was a bit short, very kind. And I came back to him and I told him, hey, listen, I have this amount of money and I need a house. Do you think you can get me a house? And like, do you know, because I think in passing we were talking about it. And he said, yes, I have the place. We went, we checked out a few houses. There was this single room. I don't know where we are, by the way. I'm going to learn about it the following day. So we found like a single room. No, it was actually a bed sitter because there was a bathroom.
Inside.
Yes. But then the tap didn't even have the shower head. It was just a tap. No color on the walls. It was just gray. No color on the floor. Do I have furniture? Do I have anything? No. So we got it. It was 4,000 shillings. We got it. Yes. And I went back and now I told mom, okay, I found a house. You're taking me tomorrow. And so mothers, she went, took 2 of her sufurias, 2 plates, 2 cups, 1 of each, an empty gas cylinder, the small meko, and then no mattress, no nothing. Where the matatu dropped us, it passed because I couldn't remember the place. And then there was this guy with a wheelbarrow. He just passed us. He went like, chuka, chuka. I remember the sound the wheelbarrow was making. And then he came back and he said, mmepotea. Mnaenda wapi? Then I described, all I remember is a Coca-Cola depot place. So I told him, he said, it's okay, there's a shortcut. Tunaweza enda hivi. So tutabeba hizi vitu na hiyo nini, wheelbarrow. Hey, again, monumental moment, because I remember telling my mom, akini mehama to my first place in a wheelbarrow. When I'm leaving this place, I'll get out to the pickup. You know, you're just thinking big, but not big enough. But I told her, even after that, one day I'll use these movers we see, moving to my own house. So she takes me there in a wheelbarrow, and she says, Mommy, do you know where this place is? And I said, no, but this is where I found the house. Say, uku ni Mathare, Mathare North. And I was like, it's okay, I don't care. You know, when you're determined to start somewhere in life, again, young people should not be afraid to start from the bottom. It's okay and it's yours.
And there's no shame.
There's no shame. So she took me in and we were sitting on the floor. And now she was like, okay, now I'm going to leave you here. Utakula nini? Where will you sleep? Are you going to be okay? I just saw her, trust me. I was so determined. I think I was high on adrenaline and hope and
high on faith.
On faith, you know. I was like, Mommy, you don't worry. I got this. And then remember, I have a job. I still have a job, So I wasn't afraid. And so what we did, there's a duvet I had. So the duvet became the mattress. Oh, I got those 2 plastic carpets just outside. There was like a shop at the corner. And I got a pillow from those guys wanazungusha ile ya mia. And I told Mom, all I need is your blessings. Release me to the world and everything is going to be okay. Of course, Shingo Fande, she left. And let me tell you, I think 2-3 weeks later, there was a job announcement now today it's ABSA, but it was Barclays then.
Bank.
They were doing digital migration from analog. And so a big brother of one of the friends or kids I used to go to church with, Thika Road, it was Park University Church. Now it's Sitam Thika Road. So the big brother was working for Barclays, and they were looking for, Form 4 leavers or even college students who can operate a computer, because it was all data entry. And I remember writing my CV. It was only half a page. my experience was I volunteered in the staff room. Please, you have to believe in yourself. I had so much faith. But let me tell you, again, sometimes it's not about how skillful you are or how smart you are. It's how determined you are.
Can you dare?
Can you dare? So I show up at this interview. It was at, again, I don't know what it's called now, but it was Barclays Plaza in the CBD. I was the second person to arrive. And they were noting such things. Who came first? How are they carrying themselves? They were not looking for any big qualifications other than the typing.
The tiny thing.
So we do the interview. It was oral. I remember they asked me, what is integrity? I just remembered Integrity House. I don't remember what I responded, but they liked me. And so there were many, even university graduates. We were so many. This like a Form 4 leaver, young, tiny girl, was so small. And I was like, imagine I'm going to get this job. This girl gets the job. It's the first time I can say I entered in a system. I had a contract. I still have it somewhere at home. We're getting paid fairly well for such kind of work. We're being paid, I think, 1,000 and something. You know how they calculate this? I think it was in dollars. So they were paying us like $10 a day and OT overtime. So when you put in an extra hour, you get like 256 shillings. Hey, who is Maureen? I would wake up at 5, at 6 I'm at the stage, at 7 I'm in the office, I'm there with the watchy, like I have to put in OT. In the evening, I'm the last person to leave. When they paid us, they were giving us a banker's check. You go to Barclays, and you're given cash. Lynn, this is the first time I touched like 60-something thousand shillings. I was shaking like this, and I was like, okay, what do I do with this money? What if I'm strangled? I live in Mathare North. All kinds of... then I'm excited. I'm like, I'm going to buy a TV. I'm not even thinking about a bed. I'm like, I'm going to buy a TV.
You're watching the movie in a series.
So you have to see a socket kwa nyumba. Anyway, I make it home. Again, that shop around the corner, it was like a mini supermarket. So they had everything. They had mattresses. They had those plastic chairs. That was my first furniture, the plastic chair. And I got a mattress. I didn't get a bed at first. In fact, a relative, after a few days, when they learned I had earned some money.
Earned the money.
It's like, no, they were interested. So they're like, I'll give you a bed, So when the bed came, the mattress was smaller than the bed. So thankfully, I had not undone the wrapper. Remember, I'm sleeping on the floor. So I went back to the supermarket and I found this. There was this young man. I think he kind of liked me because he was just like, yes. I told him, what happened? And he said, ata naeza kubebea sahi. Tuta exchange, you'll come and top up. I was like, this is awesome. Again, another angel. So that's how I got my first bed. My first yes. And then I decided now to enroll in ICDL, like now International Computer Driving License. I was able to at least afford a little bit. And then now I'm like, okay, do I move out to a better place? But this time niko na vitu kwa nyumba, not TV yet because no socket. OT. And then the contract ended, and then they picked the top 3 again.
You are one of those.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think there's a girl I was working. Her name is Anne. Anne, if you're watching this, you remember those days? Sasa tuko hapa kwa Lynn Ngugi.
Hapa ni wapi?
Hapa ni wapi? Anyway, so fast forward, I'm very academic, so I'm always gaining skills. Sometimes I've studied things, I look at my certificates and I'm like, when did I do that? And a few months later, I was able to actually move out of Mathare North. I moved to High Ridge Avenue, between Avenue 1 and 2. but hey, don't get too excited.
Yes.
It was a single room,
Yeah.
but now the toilet was outside, but the environment was better.
Good.
And then I got myself another job as a PA. Kim, listen to this. I got a job as a PA to this Mwindi guy called Samuel who was selling cars.
Yes.
And so now my exposure with cars and writing contracts and banking, I was able to get like bigger responsibilities and a stable salary. I actually worked for Samuel for some time. I'm around 19 at this time. And but then I had this desire. I'm like, I'm meant for more because I did very well. I passed my KCSE and now I'm thinking I need to join uni. However, there was this spirit telling me, unafaa kwenda majuu.
Yes.
When you were interviewing the doctor, I was listening to his story and I'm like, oh my God, that was me. So even when I'm learning German, I wanted to go to Germany.
Boy.
Yes, I have a stepbrother who lives in Germany.
Yes.
So he told me, come here, come as an au pair, and you can study and learn.
Yeah.
Because the setup in my family that time, honestly, mom couldn't afford a uni, and then I also didn't want to burden like anybody around me. But I was like, God has given me a brain and I'm able to work and I've earned money. What can I do with this money? Yeah. So I was like, nataka tu kwenda majuu. I applied in another college in North Carolina, Charlotte Community College. I still have the admission letter.
Come on.
I went to the US Embassy.
Yes.
They just looked at, they didn't even look at my document because from the hello, they were like, denied. Like, Rudy.
Yes.
US Embassy, hapa ni wapi? I think I need to go back. Yeah, but I think God was doing something because I remember when I was even doing my papers, the affidavits, I went to see this lawyer. Oh, he rested actually. He continued resting in peace. And he told me, Maureen, where do you think you're going? Like, you're meant to be here. But that time it was so insulting. I was like, do you even understand? Like, do you understand? I'm supposed to be Maju. Yeah, but God had other plans. And I stuck around. Yeah. And I was able now to join Kenyatta University School of Law. And now this is where now real adulting started. Yes. Again, because of my mentality, I wasn't just a fresh high school girl going to uni. I tasted money. I knew I had work ethics. I was always burning.
Experience everything.
Exactly. And then this is the other thing, like again, my area of passion with young people. Don't think just because you don't have qualifications or you're in uni, you can't do part-time jobs. There's so many jobs out there, but you have to be determined.
Yes.
And I worked. Let me tell you, Lynn, I worked and earned money throughout since I was 18, probably 16, because I used to hustle in the staff room and our church. I would go there and volunteer and I'll get 200 bob. That's work experience.
Hustle is hustle.
Yeah. So I joined uni, I joined KU, and I start towards the end of the first year. Now I can see which year.
Yes.
2010, 2011. That's when I joined first year. I was getting a lot of, wow, you're so pretty. You can be a model. But then I'm like, where do I start? I don't know where to start. But then this time, there was a TV show that was called something, I don't remember the name, but it was being run on Citizen by a lady called Lucy Rao. She's a veteran designer and she came to KU to scout for models. I was a bit thick, but that time when you're a model, you're like a size 0. But then I had a bit of hips. But let me tell you, when I stepped on that runway, like runway meaning the classroom, I won her heart.
Wow.
And she was like, I'm going to pick you, I'm going to train you, and you're going to model for the show. We were on our feet the whole day since like 6 until like 10 p.m. We earned our good 4,000 shillings. So the idea was students would make recyclable material outfits and they would be modeled on the runway. And then whoever wins goes to the next round, like that. Very nice concept. And it opened now my runway modeling career, which I didn't follow up but I got into another type of modeling. But this particular time, we used to, there was Samantha Bridal as well. So I did Samantha Bridal. Again, good money for a student. And then the following year, there was this lady. I'll never forget her. She really insisted. She said, no, you should be on billboards. You should be on TV. Like, you're so gorgeous. I'll make sure I introduce you to someone who will introduce you to an agency. And you'll do it. So 2012, I got introduced to versatile models. And it's not like I had not tried. I used to go for auditions and I never got even a single gig. But then they guided me. They told me what to do. And I was able to do my first audition and get a very big job. It was Coke Zero billboard. Now, going back to childhood,
Let's go
like
back.
I said, I was a very quiet child with a very wild imagination. That time calendars were big and you'd see these models posing and I'll be like, that could be me someday. Why not? And then this particular time, the dream was so alive. And somewhere along Wayaki Way, as you face University Roundabout, there's usually this billboard, the big one. Coca-Cola have taken it. And I said, that time it was too intense. And I was like, I think I'm going to be on this billboard. So I go for this audition. Last resort, in fact, I was not even meant to be there. They had a completely different criteria. But then last minute they changed this. They wanted East African look. And I was called and I went for the audition and I killed it. But then when they called and confirmed, imposter syndrome sets in. I'm like, are they talking about me? Is it really me? And imagine we shot a very big production. And we were able to, you know, when you do commercials, when you shoot, they take a while to come out, even 3 months sometimes. So I was like, did it go through? Did I do it? Yes, I shot. I had picked.
Did they replace
Did
me?
they replace me? Then on the side, I used to do this to gigs of, you know, those two pretty girls you find holding things in events. So I used to do those ones as well. That's how I actually earned a lot of my day-to-day money. And this time we were at Rugby Sevens at the stadium. And I just see a Coca-Cola van pass. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's me. That's me on the van. So they had planned to release that billboard that day. So little did I know, the same day, they had planted the billboard, the one I had seen at the roundabout. Oh, Lynn, I was like, what is this? What's happening? I couldn't believe it. My friends were going crazy. I was like, it can't be me. I was in denial until, don't do that to me.
No,
yes.
Habakkuk 2:2.
Yes.
Write your vision.
Yes, write it down. Write it down, believe it, practice your faith.
Practice your faith.
Practice your faith.
Practice your faith.
Yeah, and God has given all of us a gift. And however small, big your gift seems, you can magnify it.
Don't shrink.
You can magnify it.
Yes.
So this girl, I'm hustling, I'm doing this. Over there, I'm paying my own school fees at that time and taking care of myself, paying for my rent. In fact, I wasn't fitting in because the other students were not understanding, like, how is she
doing this
and this until now. So I think my God has many descriptions, and one of them is vindication, and He vindicates me a lot. I don't fight, by the way. So the students will be like, oh no, she's doing other jobs, she's doing this. Then boom, a billboard. It was a mzungu, by the way. I was even, it was funny. Like, she was in Masai Mara. To this date, I've never gone to Masai Mara. But I was like, I would hear stories about me, but I'm like, it's okay. There's something they're seeing, let them talk. So now the billboards, so my billboard, I was the talk of town that time. There wasn't, Instagram wasn't as big. If it was then, I would be an Instagram baddie.
Yes,
Hey.
yes.
I thought I was still an Instagram baddie.
You are an
like a mommy baddie.
No, you are. Why? For real, you know you are. You are. You East African girl. You know you are.
Well,
yes.
So little did I know, God was going to open floodgates. Let me tell you, Lynn, at some point, you'd turn on this street, you see my face on one billboard. You turn, you see me on another, different product. You switch on your TV, I'm there.
Yes.
I worked with big brands. I worked with Crown Paints, now Coca-Cola, Dettol. And every time, a miracle would happen. Every time I signed my contract, on the day of the shoot, after the client, because you see they're sent for these images, the client sees me and they're like, no, let's put her Pan-African. Let her be East African. Immediately my contract gets changed and it comes.
Yes.
If it was 200,000, they add. Oh, well, I wish they did, but it would be like an extra like 50K, yeah? But I was like getting money, like with the Coke Zeros, like 180K. And everything else would be 250, 200. Yes. At some point, I was being paid in dollars because I shot 3 commercials in Bangkok, but over the years. Yeah, in fact, one of them. So the first one I shot Dasani, then I shot Hapik. Actually met great actress for the first time. Yes. And then I shot Dettol when I was 5 months pregnant with my son. Yes. So this thing has just been accompanying me. This gift of favor, beauty, and just being put out there. So, so combined with that, I was able to focus on my studies. I never failed a single paper in uni. Graduated with my second upper. But I can see how I was able to focus on making my clean money and also studying and just living a very fulfilling life. I think I was a very strange, young person, but then I can see how the exposure and being independent settled into my life. Hence, probably when people see me, they're like, you're so strong. I'm like, I've known how to be strong since back in the days.
This is all I know.
This is all I know.
This is all I know.
I don't know any other life.
Yeah.
And so, fast forward, I graduated KU 2014.
Wow.
And joined Kenya School of Law the following year. The same year, I was blessed with my firstborn son, Lexi. I was actually pregnant throughout. Me and postgraduate diploma, we were like this.
Together.
Yeah. And then I started working at a law firm the following year, which is 2016 and 2017.
Wow.
I worked at LJ Associates. With my, being a young mom now, everything was just like, oh my goodness, what is this? I'm supposed to be responsible on this end. Of course, when you're working as a people, they pay peanuts, which I hope they can improve on because, especially because of the work we put in. And that it really took a toll on me being in the office for sometimes up to 9-10 hours, not seeing my baby for like the entire 5 days a week. Over the weekends, I would be too tired, and having a young family as well. But this is the funny story. Now in 2017, you're looking at your salary and you're like, hey, this is hard. Life expenses are there. This is hard. What can I do? And that's how I gave birth to, not give birth, actually the idea of my hair business came about. But then I would hand make the hair, like nilikuwa nashona with a sindano, like some 2 wigs and all that. Yes.
Really?
Yes. So I would leave the office, come home, make the hair sometimes up to 3 a.m. because I've had orders. Come with the hair in the office, put it under my desk. Dispatch it. Okay, whoever supported me that time and bought that bad hair, thank you. But it was more of sustainability. I was thinking of a person like myself. I was a very DIY girl, so I really loved creating things with my hands. And this idea came to me. That time, and let me give credit where it's due, the father to my kids was also navigating through social media, and he encouraged me, saw me, hey, do it. I'll be, in fact, before leaving the office, I would pause outside the door. He takes a few photos. We post. Sometimes we'll do the deliveries. It was a very humble beginning. And then, but life was now quickly changing. But that same year, 2017, I quit the law firm. It had taken a huge toll on me. Not the law firm, but the lifestyle that time. I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. It's an autoimmune illness, chronic illness. One? I was like, I remember my doctor, because I used to do physiotherapy. My physiotherapist was an old guy, and he'd be like, Maureen, are you being paid enough to come and pay me for physiotherapy? You're here every week. The medication was so expensive. I was breastfeeding. And then, that time I had stopped breastfeeding, but they were treating me like a mom, a lactating mom. So the medicine is very different, but I was able to see, but it took a while. The diagnosis took a while because I was in so much pain for so long. I was given calcium and everything until this time there's a doctor, a lovely doctor. She noticed and she sent me straight to the specialist. It's called Dr. Oyo. Who treated me, and up to now, in case you're wondering, I'm very good. Okay. Good. And I guess I'll touch on that later. I think I was going on part 2 right there.
They're my people. They know. It's like, because I had a scare and I had to go get tested for rheumatoid. And I was just like, every time I was Googling, I was feeling so scared, because I had a moment where my knees, like from here all the way to here. Last week, the pain, I just couldn't. There was so much pain in my body. And I was just, every time I would even do this when there's a guest, and I'm trying this, and I'm like, God, I need to finish so that I can stretch. The pain, so that's when I got to understand what rheumatoid arthritis is. And it's good if you have great people who are taking good care of you. That's amazing.
Exactly. In fact, so it like the rheumatoid arthritis. So I had to make a decision. And so I tried to focus. I was like, okay, I have this baby business. It paid bills. That is growing. I have a little boy. I have this young family. Let me refocus. What can I do? So I gave my notice. I left the farm. I miss them, by the way. I might go back. But I was able to now refocus. Sometimes when you step away from things, you're able to refocus.
The better also sometimes.
Exactly. So I got another job after a couple of months. It was more, it was lighter, sustainable, something I'm good at. It was in a production house, and I was just supposed to be an account manager. Very easy. Interact with clients, make sure the work is done, graphics and all that. And I worked there for about 2 years. But then I got pregnant again. I got pregnant with Kai. Oh, that baby. When I got pregnant with him, I was actually on birth control. But I say he was meant to be here because he was just like, yo, so you're not going to stop me. I'm here.
I'm coming in hot.
And to be honest, I was kind of thinking of having another child, but like the following year, but he came earlier. And so the job where I was working, they were very gracious. They were able to support me until the last day. I went for maternity leave and came back. But then now, this time, now social media content creation was calling me because I was getting a gig here, a gig there. And I'm like, hey,
this is good.
I'm making money. Do I need this job? But then it's again with my work ethics and the amount of time I've been able to, the experiences I've picked along the way. Please, if you can, embrace multiple sources of income. Diversify and see what you're good at. And never stop. Make your money. No matter how little it is. It wasn't much, but it was enough to pay for bills. And so, Kai came. he was asking me if he can come. If
Yeah.
is the interview for grown-ups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, kai kai.
Yeah.
Still
Kai
for
kai.
grown-ups.
Yes, it's for grown-ups,
You'll
Papa.
watch it later on.
Yes. Yes. And then I was able to, well, so life was happening.
Yeah.
And fast forward to 2018, I got Kai. But then towards the end of the year, I was like, let me be mom.
Yeah.
I was struggling.
Yes.
I was struggling so much. I was even trying to make suggestions that I can work from home for 3 days a week. And then I didn't have even a living nanny. So it was,
you.
yeah. So I was like, this life, no. My back was hurting. Everything hurt. You know, I was sleep deprived. But then I was thinking, how can I make my life better? At the same time, there are all these callings, you know, you're a mom, you're a wife,
Yes.
and all that. So 2019 came, and Lynn, when God decides to send a message, He'll even use your most painful moments to do that. Because I can say this is the year that made me who I am, for real, like as an adult.
Yeah.
And the bigger message is being sent through whatever I went through. Nobody should make a mistake of thinking that it's a way story.
No.
It's not. It's life. Life happened. Life happens.
Yes.
And we're here
And we're
to see
here.
another day.
Most importantly,
Yes.
we are here.
We're here.
Still thriving.
Still thriving. Still thriving.
Still thriving.
I love that.
Yes.
You're the second person today who's actually used those words on me.
Yes.
And this was my therapist. I'll tell you about
Yes.
how the depression I
Yeah.
went through and how I've kept my therapist to date 4 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm getting all kinds of feels just reflecting. I think I've been in so much,
Yes.
do it, Mama.
Do it.
But I've not had time to properly reflect and I think loudly and consistently talk about my journey. But unfortunately, my, I don't want to call it marriage, but the union, whatever we had that time, came to an end. Painful end, because when you're in that state, you're not thinking about anything else. You're just thinking, okay, here are kids, here's my young family, there's only one way. You never think of, after here, after 2 years, I'll walk out, thinking like that. No. And then there's this abruptness and it's you're on your own and you don't know what to do. And unfortunately, the events that followed, actually, they're the ones I usually say broke me. It's not even the breakup, it's the events that followed. Because I was like, whoa, okay. And they were very triggering. And I slipped into very bad depression. I was diagnosed, and it's important to mention this. I usually watch, the lovely psychotherapist who comes in, and there's something she mentioned with one of the guests you had the other day. It's like, were you diagnosed? And I can confirm, yes, I got diagnosed with severe depression, clinical depression and anxiety. It was so bad, I was actually suicidal. I thought about it a couple of times. No, many times. In fact, at some point, every day, I couldn't think about anything else. I'll zone out and think, what if I'm not there? What if this comes to an end? What if I can stop feeling this pain? And it's important to not castigate people who go through that amount of pain, because when you hear somebody has reached that end, trust me, it's because there's no any other way. To us outsiders, it's like, you mean, see, that's something we could have dealt with.
Kwani nani hateseki?
Nani hateseki?
Kwa nani ajai achwa?
Yeah.
Nani ajai achana? It's too much.
Especially that. And unfortunately, it's always people you'd think would understand. And I'm going to talk about women. There are amazing women out there. Yeah. And they're also equally, I wouldn't even say bad women. I feel like it's just women who project their own pain upon others. Yeah. And all the mean comments and all that, believe me, other than the love, I also received an equal amount.
I was there. I was there. Me, I'm just saying, I'm here for your strong ones, the ones who were there and they said, no matter what.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I still consider them people who project.
Exactly. Exactly. And there was a lot of, you need to move on, you're this, you know, you're not the first person. There was a whole twist of events. Anything I would speak, and I think that's why I've not even been able to do any personal interviews. It would be twisted around. You find yourself being insulted by like a bunch of people. At some point it was so bad. I think when everything was unfolding, I would get up to 100 DMs just insulting me, people just insulting me. At some point I had to give away my phone and my passwords, and someone else was managing for the longest time. Their DMs I've never responded to date. I'm sorry guys, I'm still keeping up. But at some point I had, like my support system were like no, you can't go through this. We're going to get to it before you do. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for the support I had then, and I still do, because a lot of people around me really shielded me. And I think that's what kept me going. But I'll go a little behind with the, not elephant in the room, but the thing I actually am also very passionate about, which is mental health. And say that by the time I was realizing I'm not okay, there are things that were just not happening. I would mostly be on autopilot. I do something and I'm like, maybe move from point A to B. I'm like, how did I get here? Sometimes I would go somewhere, park my car, and leave the door wide open and go away. Like some things were not even making sense. And then I would get like a mini, it's like a stroke. I could feel it. Sometimes you just feel, I'd feel paralyzed on one side of my body. But I think it was so mild such that it didn't reflect, because at that point I would go to the hospital and they put all those things on me. Kind of humiliating, because you strip down and then they check and they're like, we can't find anything physically wrong with you. Until a friend of mine insisted and said, hey, you have to go and see not a psychologist, but a psychiatrist at this point. Can I mention my doctor's name?
Please, if they're okay.
Yes,
it's okay.
I was with him this morning and he knows. He's my support system. Dr. Eric Njuguna of Chiromo. You've been one of the most amazing people in my life. He's held my hand until to date. Like, let me categorically say this. I'm healed, the depression is gone, but he insists. He told me, in fact, he gives me free consultation. He tells me I just need to see you once a month.
Wow, doc.
For even 10 minutes, yes.
Dr. Eric.
Dr. Eric Njuguna.
Thank you, doctor.
Amazing doctor. If you have anybody, he specializes in all things, but he even tells me, you're my success story, because I've seen you from day one. When I showed up in his office, I didn't have patches of hair. My hair was falling off. I was so skinny, I wasn't eating. I was not sleeping. Hence now this autopilot. Sometimes if I'm not, especially dropping my child, that time it was only Lexi was going to school. When I was not dropping him in school, I would just be a zombie. I would want to be in darkness. I would have zero strength to get out of bed. When I say I wasn't drinking or eating, I wasn't sipping a glass of water was a problem. But then that insistence, and by the time I'm showing up to his office, again, it wasn't I'm going to see him tomorrow. No, there was an incident that happened, again, post-breakup incident. And this is the one time I was like, I'm ending it all. And the idea was to get in my car, drive off into the highway, and particularly Waiaki, and wait for those trucks that come to just come and just hit me. And I drove off, by the way, ready to do it. But then as I was driving off, there was just this feeling around me that it was a presence. I could feel a presence. And then my kids' faces. And it was heavy on me. I can't say I had words or anything, but I looked and I'm like, who else is gonna take care of these kids the way I do? Even in my state, there's no one else who can love my babies the way I do. Fix yourself, Maureen. You have to pick yourself up. And it's like I woke up from this trance and I drove straight to the doctor's office. He looked at me, and at that point, I was in a bit of a crisis. So he had to manage the crisis. And then now he did the assessments and whatever else that was needed to do for a diagnosis. I was there for hours. Yeah. And he looked at me and he said, I can't let you go. I'll have to admit you. I was like, Doc. So these were my words. I told him, Doc, listen, I want you to do something for me. Just keep me alive. But you're not keeping me, imagine. I have 2 little boys in my house and they're waiting for me. And not only that, I had just gotten this new job as a TV host for a show that was called Minji Minji. I don't know if you remember such a name.
Yeah.
Sasa safari inaanza. Umetoka hospitali, umejua. Kitu ya kwanza ulifika nyumbani ulifanya nini? And I was starting the following day. And I told him, and I have a new job and I need to show up. I need to really show up. It was a brilliant show about motherhood and makeovers. Yeah. My love language, makeovers, beauty and talking. And that time, my director, I usually say God speaks. God really will maneuver around and he'll speak to people who need, destiny helpers. And so by the time I'm leaving, so I was prescribed, I was put on medication, but this was very heavy medication. In fact, the instructions were, when you take the medicine, you need to be in bed because it was meant to knock me out. And then the following day I wake up, I take another one. But then the first day, the side effects were so bad. I was going to be very sick. Like I would be nauseated, I would be sick, I would have headaches, I'd like full throttle. And that's exactly what happened. But then between leaving the hospital and coming home and now being hopeful. In fact, he told me, welcome to the rest of your life. I'll never forget that. To date, I tell him, look at the rest of my life. The rest of my life. Look at it. Yeah. And there's no shame in seeking whatever help because it was a matter of life and death.
I love that we've normalized that.
You do not.
I love.
Go for it.
I love that people have normalized just sitting in seeing a therapist and just talking. I love that we've normalized that.
So I remember on my way back home, I got this phone call, random. It was from Njugush, not Blessed.
Yes.
K crew.
Yes.
Kubamba crew, Njugush, and he had a message right up. He told me, God has spoken to me and I'm calling to tell you that the devil won't have what he came for. The devil comes to kill, to steal, to destroy, and he added, and to delay. And he's not about to do that to you. I was like, how did you know? A few hours ago, it could have been a completely different story. How did you know? And he actually preached to me. I had to stop at a gas station and just sit and listen because I was like, this is so random. Njukush. To date, I've never actually asked him what came over to him, and he actually made that call to me. And he said, no, the devil is not stealing today. He's not killing today. He's not denying, and he's not delaying. And I thought, wow, what is this? What's going on? For real, God really wanted me to be here. And that day, my mentality changed. And this is when you talk about grace, this is what I said, God, it was grim, it was dark, I couldn't see past, it was foggy and I couldn't see past here. And I told God, wherever you're taking me, just give me grace. And when you're done with this story, everybody who will encounter it, be blessed and be healed. That time I wasn't even thinking of, I'll be healed. No, I'm just thinking survive. Today, tomorrow, be okay. And then give hope. And remember, the following day I have this show. It's a reality show. It was actually a pilot shoot, meaning I had to be there as early as 6 a.m. And we ended the following day at almost 4 a.m.
Wow.
Lynn, how I powered through that, I still don't know to date. When I say God talks to the people he needs to talk to, now back to my director, Danu actually. She's called Danu.
Yeah.
Danu could feel, and she was like, I don't think Maureen is okay. And she called me, she told me, if you're planning to come in at 6, don't. This is very early in the morning. I was awake, but like everything is going on with me. She told me, come in at 8. And I was like, oh, blessing number one. Yes. At least I have 2 hours to organize myself and make it to the set. And when I went there, they just saw me and they saw the state I was in. But I told them, listen, we have to power through. All I need is your support today. And the support came in form of a pillow and a bucket. So whenever I'm not shooting, I would lie down. Whenever I feel sick, I would get sick in the bucket. And that was the whole day, the show. And I think it was only Danu who knew what was going on. Wow. Everybody else, even the crew, you know, crew, be paying attention
to your people.
To your people, because you don't know what they're going through.
True story.
But we shot that thing. Hi, my name is Maureen Waititu. Welcome to Minji Minji. Moms are girls too. That was my slogan.
Yes.
And I'm here and I'm supposed to interview this lady, give her a makeover in my state. Yeah. And I said, God, when I survive today, because I know I will, this is going to be the end of this agony. From here, we power through. So thankfully, the side effects were just for like 24 hours. So the following day, I was able now to wake up and feel like myself again. And now my journey now started. For some reason, even before anything broke out on social media, I could feel favor on me. I'm seeing this movement on my, you know, when your spirit is very powerful. Yeah. And there's something you send out there that will draw people to you. And people were being drawn to me. My following was just increasing. And I think there was just this thing about me that had changed. Yes. And I think I was out of my shell a bit more. I was, I think, also projecting a lot of, it's gonna be okay. People were not knowing what was going on. But then, hey, the devil works hard. The devil works hard. It was like these spiritual worlds were just, you know, clashing. And that's when now everything broke. Just went. It broke, and now a new place in my life, I reached a new place. And this place, I would say, I used to be a social media sweetheart. Yeah. For the first time, I had actual haters, and they came in drones. And they were all insulting me the same things over my most painful experience at that time. How I survived it, I still don't know. But looking back, I'm like, God is amazing. Like I said, I describe him as vindicative, and he's really been able to vindicate me in so many ways. Yeah. And there are other things he's even done behind the scenes I've never to date even spoken about, and I won't, because I don't gloat, and I'm not about to kujipiga kifuani semange, even this happened. Yeah. But he's been a good God, a God of restoration, a God of hope. And my faith, of course, it was a bit shaken. I was very angry. I was in this state of why me, but at the same time I'm like, God, I made you a promise, and I said, if you're gonna power me through this, grace, cover me. I kept thinking of gold or diamond, you know, the pressure, the fire to shape me and make me shiny on the other end. But I also knew that this journey was not mine alone. In fact, it's so amazing that I'm here, because I couldn't have told this story at a better time. But sometimes you have to go to the other side, because sometimes when you're in it, you're sort of biased and blinded, and you tend to lean on one side. But then when you're out of it and you're not emotional anymore, you're like, wow, guys, look at this. Look at this. So at some point, my life again tipped, and I had to start again from zero. new home, new everything. Greatest blessing, by the way. Some of these things, embrace them.
There you
embrace
go.
them.
There we go. Because when it's happening, it's painful.
It is.
You are cursing. You are saying, God, why me? But sometimes you gotta pause and ask, God, why not me?
Exactly.
Like, bring it on. Teach me what you want to teach me. And you know, for me, I can only imagine, you know, you're losing your a significant person. You are losing a home. You have to start over. And then you have people on social media who actually know you more than you know yourself, you know, and they are coming for you full throttle. You know, one day, someone wanted to trend using me. Let me give you a story briefly. So, it's someone I had hosted a long time ago. I won't go into details. And they said something, and it was pure lies and stuff, right? Just because they wanted me to do a follow-up story, and I said I will not do it until this and this and this. We don't. I won't do that, right? So me, I'm busy in the shoot. I'm shooting that day. Then I see Lynn una trend hapa, sijui Lynn Ngugi is not who you think she is, or Lynn Ngugi yada yada. And I remember going to my Facebook and I saw, you know, and this is why I know I don't pay attention to negative comments at all. And for me, I just either block you or we just keep it moving like that. And I saw once something that almost affected me, and I saw on the comment section someone had said, anajionanga yeye ni Mother Teresa. Now I'm like, si hata mmenipea sifa kubwa sana Mother Teresa. Uko mbali sana. But just like you, one of my closest people called me, someone I look up to in the industry, and they told me, do not let this get into your mind. And I think that was like 3 years ago. Since 2 or 3 years ago, since then, I have to sieve very carefully what I'm feeding my mind. Because you could have 90 people wishing you well, and you decide to pay attention to those 10 people that are not wishing you well, and they are so loud because you know they are always using free Wi-Fi, your neighbor, or sanya the Wi-Fi, your neighbor, or whatever Wi-Fi they are using, you know, and you are just there paying attention to that. You forget the goal, you forget the vision, you forget where you're going. So I can only imagine for you, obviously, it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy, sorry.
It was bad. I shut down. At some point, I shut down. If it was an option, I would have probably disappeared from social media for good. But
now we're paying bills with those platforms, and we are not going anywhere.
Exactly. And that time, also God increased. And then whatever I lost a lot as well. But then He increased me in so many ways because the people who stuck around, the brands who stuck around, really believed in me. And then this is what I'm going to say. Whenever you're going through such a scenario in life, because it happens to any of us, two things I did were, one, sticking to my truth and really not fighting, because these fights are not physical. They're not physical. They're spiritual. And there was nothing normal about what was going on. And in as much as I was having daddy issues with God, like, God, why are you letting this happen to me? I was like, God, I'm not doing this anymore. You're taking over. And again, there was a lot of positivity around me. So much of it, such that there's a time I got tempted, and I think this because of the heat of things. You know, when you react, I wrote a very long message to a blogger who had asked me to tell my side of the stories. Just as soon as I sent it, because that somebody else had access, my then P had access to my Instagram. He saw it and he deleted it immediately. And I'm like, to date, I'm like, thank God, I was being protected, you know, by God. And He was just, you know, but at the same time, it was such a strange time in my life, because I'm like, this social media bullying can really damage someone. And I got so scared. I think at some point, not only did I shut down, to date, I'm still very cautious. Like, what do I say? What do I do? But then I've been able to come back and own my truth and do what I do. Even whatever I create is not based on any drama or clout.
It's organic.
It's organic.
And it's real.
And my people are real and amazing. And they're there and they exist. And that's what has kept me going to date. Okay. Back to new beginnings. I am here. I'm with my babies. And a new system, new everything. Everything was new, from the carpets, everything. And I'm like, how do I do this? Again, when things are happening and God knows where He's taking you. I don't know if you know that car meme where God is holding a very big teddy bear and He's asking this little child, like, can you give me that one? Just have faith. Sometimes when it reaches there, don't fight it. Just let it go, surrender. And my relationship with my dad has been also a relationship of restoration. He very recently came back to my life about 3-4 years ago. He's always been there somewhere, but we've gotten closer in a very restorative way. Again, when it comes from God, it doesn't come with confusion. He's so present. He's been present. In fact, my entire life I've had amazing men. From the day I was born, I've had my grandfather, my uncle, Uncle Kinyanjui, and now, in my adulthood, my dad has been very present. My mom is amazing.
I love how you love her.
We fight we fight so much. We're very like opposite.
Imagine a mafuta.
Right?
Yes.
However, again, it's come from any mother's intense love and my intense independence. Like, what are you telling me, mommy? I've been doing this thing since I was 18. So we collide, but then we equally love each other so much. She's a very brave woman, a peacemaker. Mind you, my mom didn't go to school, but she's a very wise woman, very street smart. I've seen her doing and making deals, and she's good with making friendships as well. Very sharp. My youngest son takes after her. She has her personality, very wild and naughty and loud and the opposite of me. She actually had a nickname. They used to call her Wamunyerere. My mom would enter the compound like this. Munamsikililia huko kwa gate. Wamunyerere amefika. Wamunyerere akinyire. Hey, my mom was loud, flamboyant. Age can humble to mom. So back to this new home. COVID struck. And then I was still on my medication. And, I think all of us, somehow we all kind of added COVID pounds,
And me mind pounds.
Well, let me tell you, Lynn, it happened to all of us, even the kids. Even my kids, I saw they used to be chubby now because of running around. I think everybody went through that because we were not going anywhere. Unless it's those guys who used to gather pamoja, they go to a Arboretum way. I wish I knew. By this time, I'm healing very well. In fact, I got off most of the... so my doctor was moving me from one medication to another, to a gentler one, like that, But then there's this one that sort of... because of that, and then now less movement, evening snacking. One day I just woke up and I was just looking like a little ball of human. And then now with the rheumatoid arthritis, the asthma, I was like, hey, I've come this far only to because now my health was really suffering. And then, with age also, it's very, very important to be aware of lifestyle illnesses. And my mom has diabetes and high blood pressure. And I was like, and she's a very tiny lady. And I was like, maybe I'm predisposed. So what can I do? Hence, Now I did the weight loss thing.
Yeah.
Story for another day,
Yeah.
but it was, if you have questions, feel free to ask.
No,
I feel like I can talk about it for so long.
No, go on.
Yeah, so I was like looking for ways. I did everything. I went on a diet. I was exercising, everything. Zero sugar. Although it works, it actually does work, but it's more sustainability. You have to go for what's sustainable.
Yeah.
So I met Nairobi Bariatric guys, and by the time I was meeting them, I wasn't even doing so badly. It was for different, health procedures.
Yes.
They're flushing out.
Yeah.
It's called bowel irrigation.
Yeah.
Then by the time I was going for my last one, I stepped on the scale and I was like, what are those numbers I've seen?
Yeah.
I've been pregnant twice.
Yes.
And I've never even reached there.
Yeah.
Who is this? And then now you hear the way you because I make videos. You can't hear yourself. But then when I watch, I'm like, I was breathing like that.
Yeah.
Hey, everything was hurting. My ankles, my knees, my back. I'm actually I pick pain very fast. I was miserable.
Yeah.
And they suggest a gastric balloon.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever I can do, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
I still have it, by the way. But then I'm talking 20 kgs lighter.
Wow.
And I feel so fabulous.
So fabulous.
And I think I look
fabulous. I was gonna go there. And you look fabulous. And does it have side effects?
Yes, of course. It does. You have to constantly eat very small meals. And these are my side effects. Maybe for someone else, it's different. Yeah. So I get a lot of acidity and bloating. And, because it's a foreign object and the stomach is trying to digest it constantly. Yeah. So, when I get hungry, I can eat, like I can bite a cow, but I can't eat enough because the portions are so small. So it's meant to give you that discipline. Of course, sleeping, I have to sleep on my left side because the stomach is on this side. So because of the acidity. Yes. So it's pregnancy all over again. I'm not pregnant.
No,
I just said pregnancy.
It's like pregnancy. To see a kid like
FYI.
Yes.
I'm very happy with my kids because people have been asking me, is that girl?
No. Oh, hiya. Oh, yeah. But I loved the feedback that came on social media with the surgery.
Can you imagine?
Did you see the comments?
Yeah.
They were so beautiful.
Yes, they were. FYI, it's a non-invasive procedure. Yeah. Where they go through the stomach, they place a balloon in your stomach through your throat, and then they fill it with saline solution, remove it for only 20 minutes, and you're up and running.
Hey.
Yes, it's very simple.
And I'll be 20 kgs down
Can you imagine?
After how many days?
In fact, the weight loss progress is almost instant because the first 3-4 weeks, you have to relearn how to eat like a baby. You have to sip your water differently. You have to chew your food differently.
My food and my
You'll
water.
be surprised.
I know.
It reminds you, I'm here.
Yes.
So you lose a lot of weight to begin with. I think the first month I had lost my first 15 kgs. Wow. Yeah. I know it's drastic, but for me, I had a bit of problems the first few weeks where I was so weak and sick. So it was a bit drastic, but then it slowed down. And now it's settled.
Now you feel...
like I'm okay. In fact, I forget. Oops, sorry. That's another effect. I burp a lot. But then I'm super okay. I'm able to go to the gym. I run around. Like I'm able to do everything. Because it's supposed to be a weight loss aid, not a shortcut.
Not a shortcut.
It's an
weight
aid.
Loss. It's
exactly.
An aid.
Now it's up to me to adopt now a completely healthy lifestyle.
Good job. You'll do it. Look,
no,
and you're doing
actually,
it already.
Yes.
And you're doing it. Yes. And by the way, if you're just asking, you look gorgeous. You
Thank
look
you.
amazing, and I'm happy for you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm happy that you're going for things that make you happy for you.
For real.
For you.
For
Not
real.
for other
Yes,
people. For
yes,
you.
yes.
But I gotta ask you.
Yes.
How is co-parenting? Because as you know, I've said I sat here with the father of your kids.
Yeah.
And of course I asked the same question.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too
Yeah.
invasive on your story, because you've given us pretty much enough.
Absolutely.
But how is co-parenting?
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's good actually. It's very new to us.
Yeah, you guys, you're doing it now.
Yeah.
Good.
We recently started co-parenting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if it was my place to say it, but we've been very careful to make it about our family and the kids.
Yeah.
So we haven't been out there talking about it. But yes, we are co-parenting.
Yeah.
The kids are happy to have their dad. I'm happy to see them with their dad.
Okay.
And I think the worst is behind. The worst is behind.
The worst is behind.
Yes.
Let's talk about forgiveness, because you know, this is someone you shared your dreams, vision, and goals with, right?
Yeah.
Forgiveness. Is this someone you look and you extend grace to and you say, it happened the way it did, I forgive you? Or do you still feel like, hey, karma has a way of doing things, equalizing things? How do you feel? And how have you gone about it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Grace. Forgiveness is so powerful. You'll sit with that thing with you, and it will just be eating you up. Yeah. And these things with karma, it's human to want the worst to happen to the person who either hurt you the most or is not doing the right thing. But one of the reasons why I was able to pick myself up from way back is I had to. And forgiveness is not also an overnight thing.
Yes.
It came in steps whereby you're like, then somebody reminds you, no, you can do halfway or this. But right now, as I sit here, it's been, I don't even remember the last time I felt some type of way. Yeah, it's been, even regardless of what has been going on, no, I stopped feeling that way a long time ago. And now even, even with kids, there's that temptation where you can project negative things. And I saw it with my mom. My mom, in as much as they had their differences with dad, she never told me anything bad about him. I've come to learn things for myself when I could know what was going on, and I was able to look at him and be like, but I can't say mom has ever told me anything. And that extension of grace for mom extended to me. And it's the same thing I had maintained. And I decided not to ever tell the boys anything negative about their dad. First, because they were very young, so pure and innocent. And I'm like, again, God will just fight the battle. And
here we are.
Yeah.
Let's talk about love, baby.
No.
Yes.
No.
Let's talk about love. You said we'll find out by the end of the conversation, maybe. But what are your views on dating and finding love again?
That's the question.
Hey, that's the question.
Okay.
Hiya, where did you think we were going?
You framed it very well.
I'm not going to ask you if you're still in love with... No.
No. No.
You are not there.
No.
Let's talk about you and love.
Bygones are bygones.
Bygones are bygones.
Yes.
You and love.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure. You see someone is out there like, she's gorgeous. Yeah, come, I can make you happy. I'll never make you cry.
Well,
you'll never shed a tear. You know, I can take
you're
you to
reading too many
Maldives.
movies. You're reading too many books and watching too many love movies.
No, love is let me tell you,
Yeah.
love is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Love with the right person is a beautiful thing.
It is.
So how are you and love, mkoaje?
Okay, that's a very good question.
Yes.
Because I've been asking myself the same thing. To Koaje.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, there's just something about, leave alone breakups. Breakups happen, pain happens.
Yeah.
Just growing up and realizing your priorities. 10 years ago, the way I viewed love in a partner is completely different from what I view it now. Personally, the person I would imagine in my life would have to be my best friend, because when the butterflies are over and all this honeymoon stage is over,
gone.
You must face this person and you gotta ask yourselves, where are we going? Of course, again, my priorities have changed because I'm a mom. I come as a team, and we live in a very, I don't know if it's Kenya or Africa, but there's this whole notion of mothers don't deserve love. No, I'm mother, and then there are kids. And then the truth is, yes, we do come as a package, but those kids are my responsibility.
Yes.
And they have their father. Me, I need love. And we let me tell you, some of the most amazing people to love. And yes, I'm speaking on behalf of all single moms around the world. Single moms are so dope. In as much as we'll give you the calendar, you choose 3 months from now, which day I'm available. We are dope, responsible, and everything good. But for me, friendship in love is very important. In fact, I'm at a point whereby, oh Lord, I can't believe I'm saying this. The whole thing of, I imagine it. I can see going home to somebody, cooking half a meal for someone, but then that friendship needs to be there. Because love is not a feeling.
There you go.
It's not. You gotta wake up every day and choose this person over and over again. And sometimes it's through the good, the bad, the ugly. The other important thing for me is how a person deals with themselves, self-awareness. Are they self-aware? Because people are broken out here, but broken is okay.
Yes.
But are you self-aware? Are you able to say, I have this weakness and I'm working on it, other than being in denial and the cycle repeats itself and all that. Personally, where I am, I made it a point not to disclose or be too much about what's happening in my love life.
Private life.
Because the things I have seen, I've learned. First, even if I came and showed people, so let me tell you, when someone decides what they decide, they've decided.
Yes.
I can actually come and tell people, okay, this is my man.
Yes.
Here's the ring.
Yes.
There's someone out there who look and say, he's a hired actor.
There you go.
I'm not trying to prove a point.
Yes.
If I'm happy in private, that's all that matters.
I love that answer.
I don't need to prove anything to
I
anyone.
love that answer.
Yeah.
And we will respect that
And
answer.
I'm very happy.
And you're happy?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy because I love myself, first of all. Self-love is so underrated.
Yeah.
Lynn, if you don't love yourself, don't expect anybody to come.
Love you.
And they will love you, but they won't love you the way you need to be loved.
You gotta love yourself.
You gotta
first.
love yourself.
And I think we put so much on people expecting them to love us in ways we don't love ourselves.
Exactly.
no one can come save you from you loving yourself. You gotta love yourself, and
Exactly.
it's the truth. It's the I think again you said
Yeah.
there's something that comes with maturity, and whether we like it or not,
Yeah.
you have to be able to love yourself
Exactly.
before you can even let in
Yes.
another person to love you.
Precisely.
You get it? So I may
Precisely.
respect you.
Yeah.
But now for someone, because I've seen a lot of relationships break on social
Imagine.
media.
Yeah.
I've seen comments here and there be the source of breaking people's relationship on social media. Right now, because you know better.
Yeah.
And when you know better, as Maya says,
Yeah,
you do better, right? What do you think are the disadvantages of putting your love life on social media? For me, I always say, I love the way Denzel loves.
Right.
He doesn't love like in secret.
Yes.
Everyone knows he has a wife.
Yes.
He has kids.
Yes.
But his secret, like he's
Yeah,
private
it's
about
private,
it.
not
It's
secret.
not secret, but
Exactly.
he's private
Yes.
about. I just say, I love the way J. Cole loves,
Yeah.
or how Denzel Washington loves. That's just
Exactly.
how I see it.
Yeah.
Now for you, what would you tell people?
All right. So whether you're public with your person or extremely private or extremely secretive, if you two are not functioning properly and you don't have a good foundation,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you either put there or don't put out there. If it's not meant to work, it won't work. All right. And sometimes I say also take time to know who you are with your person, solidify that before sharing with the world. Because I love what Bamboo and Erica, they say. I actually watch them. Life is spiritual. There's a lot of bad spirits. In me, I believe in that 100%, that will come and attack something beautiful, because right now love and good things are not celebrated too much.
Yes.
You must protect what's yours. So I would say whether you choose to or not to, please be solid behind the scenes. Be happy.
Yeah.
Be grounded.
Yeah.
Make sure when you're going out of the world, you're going out as a unit, so that you're not fighting each other, but you're fighting that thing together. Should anything come, try to put you aside.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for you, especially the era of social media, were there moments you felt like you needed to fake a smile for the camera, for the gram, for social media, for people to see you're okay, even though deep down you know you're not okay?
Yeah, leave alone even in a relationship, even in person, even on my own, and any of us, we only like showing the good parts of ourselves. Very rarely will you find someone being vulnerable. In fact, vulnerability is ideally not accepted. Beauty of, like, you know, it's almost like whenever you're in a bad state, that's when people want to destroy you further. You've seen it. They will look for that loophole and destroy you completely. But then, yes, there are times, whether in that relationship or even individually, the times you just want to fake it. But it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
For it.
No,
I can post this hair like this.
Exactly.
I can post no makeup. I can post, like, I love that.
It's a very nice place.
Oh, it's a beautiful feeling. It's a Maureen Waititu. It's a beautiful feeling.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful feeling. Like you just being authentic with yourself. I've learned that we've made social media such a big deal.
It's not a real place.
It's like it's what should decide how you're feeling today, how you walk today. I'm like, no.
It's not real.
No.
It's not real.
This thing. No, it's not.
It's not
it's
real.
Too much work.
It's
too much work. And for me, I just tell God, thank God I got into this industry when I was so broke, because I couldn't help but be myself. And now, back then, it was me saying, can I get more money so I can do this? But now I tell God, He had a plan. The things we hate most about ourselves are the things that will put us out there.
Exactly.
So He has a plan. But I want to talk about your hair a little bit, because this is not an ad, but you can make me your brand ambassador. But let me talk about your hair. And you know, you know how to put your pieces together nicely. And I couldn't tell. You know, guys, what Maureen told me, Lynn, please go through this page and see if there's anything you like. And then you should see what she came carrying for me. Like, she brought me a beautiful, where is it? Can I show them? I can show them? I show them. Okay, give me. Yeah, so as it comes. And you also have this beautiful page with amazing, I'm a hair person. Whether you are on your wig, your weave, your natural hair, fake dreadlocks, like these ones. But they guys, I've had these ones for like 7 months. It's time to do away with them. But so let me plug the guy. This is not an ad, but if you want long-lasting dreadlocks, call him. That's the number. But this is how Maureen came today. This is what I will be enjoying after this conversation, and God knows I need it, especially today. So I appreciate this gift. You know, it's not like I want gifts, but I think I was even having a conversation, and I said, no one cares for the strong ones. No. People think you're okay, you are holding up well, and people don't even ask how you are.
No, people want to take. It's more of again, it's certain people and majority. It's the way the world is set up. It's almost like, what can I get out of that person? And whenever you're not able to produce it, you're no longer useful.
You're not relevant anymore.
Exactly.
It hurts, you know. Yeah, but I'll do something about no one cares for the strong ones. There's a conversation I want to do around that. Yes, there's a conversation. But thank you for this. And thank God we have a general meeting, so I can share this with my team after. So thank you so much. But talk to me about the hair before we wind up.
Yes, so I run this business page. It's online. It's Trans and Curls by Mo.
Yes.
So the majority of the hair there is meant for that young girl or young lady who is getting a little salary, but she still wants to look good. And sometimes expensive is not always, sometimes affordable. It's also very classy, and that was the main aim. So I do a lot of synthetic, semi-human, and a bit of human hair on the page. It's a business that has clung on me. Like every time I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel like.
It's like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Come back, mom. Come back.
So sometimes I disappear. But then it's up and running, and I will be bringing amazing pieces like what I have. However, let me give credit to who made me look this beautiful.
It's beautiful.
His name is Robert Saruti. He gave me a cute.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
So anytime, you know me, I'm about glam and looking gorgeous. So I'll be happy to. I'd love to see Lynn in such a hairstyle.
I know. Dana sahi nataka kutry. I want to bring back my afro, but it's not time. But I need something else before the afro. So I'll try. I want to.
So you let me know. Still, I need you to show me
what I need. I will let you know.
But then, let me give credit to my mom. My mom told me, if you ever show up to people's homes empty-handed, it's bad manners. That's bad manners. So I think should be very proud of me. I never go anywhere empty-handed.
This is
so
beautiful.
Please invite me.
So yes, I'll invite you. We have a talk on mental health, but I'll invite you. But kudos to Mama as well. And you've done great, Maureen. But do you know where this is from, though, in case someone wants to get this?
Absolutely. So first of all, this flower chocolates. Let me tell you, flowers. Like, can you imagine edible flowers, but in chocolate form? So this is Cora Edibles. They're on Instagram. We should flag them.
Right here. They're right there, guys. They're right there.
So I was stressed. I was like, okay, she's not telling me what she wants. What do I do? And I just told them, hey, listen, I'm going for this interview. Lynn, are you able to arrange something quick for me?
This is good.
So I love you really like it.
I love it. I get gifts like once or twice in forever. So I appreciate
gifting. I think it's such a nice love language. I'm a gifter. I love gifting.
You've done so good.
Thank you.
You are thriving, and you are still here.
God is
and
good.
You're thriving. You are like a manual to everyone right now who has gone through, public shaming, who has gone through, I just think, especially separation and public shaming, they are just a lot,
People don't talk enough about the shame that comes with it and the reminder you failed. They always point fingers at you.
You are not.
You know, basically you're not good enough if you can't keep, you know, this thing together. But it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You are good enough.
I am amazing.
You are
good enough.
Wonderfully and created.
Exactly.
You know, you are made in a beautiful way.
Yes.
In God's image. You'll go far. But what does the future look like for you?
I love that. I love that question. Hey, I have every kind of everything. If you asked me this question 5 years ago, I'd have answered, I want to be happy. I wasn't happy. I want to be healthy. I wasn't healthy. I want to thrive in every way and manner. And I think I'm going to maintain the same thing, but I'm going to say I want to even be happier, healthier, positive. I want to thrive in my work. I've directed my work into something a bit different from usual content creation. I'm all about impact and using my voice to take care of the disadvantaged community who are usually women.
So you're doing something with FGM.
Exactly. Yeah, so right now I'm doing FGM voices. We're still trying to figure out how to communicate better. And this is with Better for Kenya, to give a platform for these women to tell their stories. But then, remember, Lynn, a lot of these things are very tied down to mental health. So it's about changing the mindset. Let me tell you, the minute you equip a person with a positive mindset, there's nothing in this world they wouldn't do. Even if they went through an impact, something traumatic. And it's the same thing for me. If it wasn't my brain and just positive outlook, I wouldn't be where I am today. And now with that, with the voices, it won't just be FGM voices, to be several voices. Let me, some things I can't even say here because they're so big. They're actually scary. But I'm all about caterpillar to butterfly, whereby I'll give a platform to people to be able to get within themselves, believe in themselves, and process the journey and the discomfort, and go to the other side, vibrant and shining and beautiful like a butterfly. Like me, guys, like me. If honestly everything was written here, the things I've been through, Lynn, and again, today is not about being a victim, it's life. And the way I am, where I am right now, the solid foundation I'm standing on, God is good.
God is good.
He is so good.
Welcome to purpose.
Yes.
Welcome to your purpose. You know, before you knew it, you were just doing content creation. Now you are walking into your purpose. And you can imagine the doors that will open. You can imagine there's so many doors. You can imagine how your toys will one day watch you and they'll be like, that's my mom.
That's it.
Proud of you.
That's it.
So proud of you.
Oh, can I just say something, quick about kids? You know, they keep me going, but then also I wanted to send a message and tell parents, especially moms, it's very different for fathers and mothers. Let's be honest, it's very different. Us, we nurture. And in your nurturing as a mom, don't be so hard on yourself, especially when you are going through a process. And a lot of women, because I know this, they're going through probably what I went through, worse or maybe lighter, but it's still a process, especially of loss. And I mean complete loss of a life partner, trajectory in life. Basically, you have to start from nothing. Be kind. Like, be kind to yourself. It's okay. Also, try fix yourself, because kids are very powerful. The bond we share with kids, they will be exactly the way you are. Kids don't hear. Kids react to what you give them. Kids will be what, they observe, and they may be tiny, but they're very powerful. So if you work on yourself and you have pure intentions and stick to the truth, the good, and what is right, honestly, in everything else will just open up, and you'll end up being in a place where you could be even your wildest dreams.
Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
don't fight this thing.
Don't fight it.
Just go.
Just embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace it and be a better version.
And be a better version
of yourself.
Of yourself.
Yes.
And beyond even being a mother, there's still you. Beyond being a father, there's still you.
Yeah.
So it's good to separate the two of them as well.
Yeah, you've done so good. I can see angels clapping, saying she's still there. She's thriving.
Lynn, I've been holding my tears throughout the show.
It's
You're
okay.
not about to make me cry right now.
And it's okay. Well, the world is happy today.
Thank you.
Can tell you that for free.
Thank you so much.
We are happy you are here.
Wow. Thank you.
And as Jugush said,
yes,
he did not kill.
No.
He did not steal.
No.
He did not destroy. And neither will he delay.
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
More grace to you. My prayer for you is may God open doors in ways you can't even imagine.
Wow. Amen.
Every time they talk about mental health, may your name be mentioned in those boardrooms. Every time they need a representative outside this country, may your name be mentioned in boardrooms and by people you have no idea about.
Amen.
You know, and I think now I'm beginning to believe you don't have to even fight for yourself so much.
No.
Give yourself to God and to his purpose. And when you utakuwa tu unapata email, you are like, how did they even know about me?
I'm telling you, Lynn. Sorry, last thing. Especially with my personal brand. Do you know I've never had to write a proposal to anybody?
There you go.
I do not.
Yes.
I know I get clients, I get recommendations, I get people speaking about me in places I never even think they can. And you can see favor. And I pray the same for you because you're doing such a good job. You inspire me so much. Let me speak for myself. Again, being on this other end, with my very many hearts, I do have this TV show where I do a smaller scale of interviews, and every time I'm on that chair, I'm like, Lynn, what would Lynn say? Without further ado, let my guest introduce herself. I'm like, so you inspire, let me tell you, you inspire me and so many people I know in more ways than you can imagine.
I appreciate that. May we continue building a community where we can learn from each other. Personally, I've learned a lot from you. And many other people watching, I know they've learned a lot from you as well.
Yes.
And I've said we are not even having you for the last time.
No.
There is an invite already. You know, yesterday at church, the church message was the invitation.
Yes.
I'm extending an invitation to you to come and talk to us about mental health.
Absolutely.
Something I'm passionate about as well.
Yes.
And I always say sometimes it's good to have these conversations with people who have been there.
Yes.
They are vulnerable and they tell you the real truth. So maybe once we come back from UK, we can sit and have a conversation and maybe you can walk us through one or two things.
Absolutely. Yes. Anytime, you'd ever have even a guest who may need even support beyond the show. I'm happy to.
Good.
And congratulations on the UK tour.
Thank you.
We are cheering you on.
This interview shows on the day of our departure, so I'll wait to get to the UK to see how are people responding to her interview. I'll be on flight mode, but
we'll be here, checking what's going on. But I'm grateful that you're the one who's been able to give me this platform to speak about some deeper parts of myself that I was so scared to speak about. Not because I'm scared of my story, but because of maybe the trauma of, she this, she that. But thank you for giving me this opportunity.
And you are enough.
Thank you.
You are very much enough.
Thank you.
I want to wind up. And before I do, there are two people I want you to talk to who I know in future will watch and they will just be oozed by their mom's wisdom and class and beauty. You know, the way you kill us kwa hiyo song ya Nameless. Maybe you inspire me. You are like, who is this girl?
I forgot about that.
You forgot about being a video vixen. But you could look at this camera and talk to your kids. Please talk to them. Maybe I can cut this for Kai. This is now not adult. But if you could talk to Lexi and Kai, what would you want to say?
I'll start with Lexi. Lexi is my beautiful 7-year-old boy. Daddy, Papa, I love you so much. You taught me to be who I am today. You came into my life when I knew nothing. You love me, and I see it in your eyes every day when you tell me, Mommy, are you okay? Can I hug you? When you're telling your brother, stop disturbing my mommy. When people call me Mama Kai, and you say, no, it's Mama Lexi. I love you for that. You have such a gentle spirit, and I pray that you don't change. I pray every day that nothing corrupts you. And God, who is within you, will always protect you, and you'll turn out to be a wonderful young man, an older man later on in life, because I want grandkids one day. And spread your grace and your gentleness to the world. And I love you so much. And you're an amazing firstborn son and an amazing big brother to your brother.
Yes.
All right. Kai wangu. You are full of sunshine. You are vibrant and stubborn in a good way, because whenever anybody around you tells you do this and you believe in it and you want to do something, you go for it. Don't ever change that, my boy. You're strong and so positive and so loving and naughty in a way that you're a child and you know there are no limits. There are no limits in this life, my boy. Don't ever let anyone change you. I love you so much. You are loved, all of you. You and your brother, you're loved by grandmas, both grandmas, both grandpas, your papa, and everybody around. And you have fans, by the way. And we are proud to watch you grow. And if you ever watch this video, even 20 years from now, know that you are loved unconditionally.
Yeah.
And you're blessed. Good. And also I'll say the same thing. The God who is within you will be in you, and nothing outside in the world will corrupt you as well.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Now, before I let you go, there's something we do on the show.
Yes.
You've talked to us about everything. We are okay now, dear Maureen.
Oh, Lynn.
Yes.
You're trying to break me.
No,
I've really tried.
I would never. You won't.
Hi.
You won't. Dear Maureen.
Wow. Dear Maureen, and when I say dear Maureen, and this has been a very emotional week since we spoke, Lynn, because I think I have not had a chance to reflect. But I'm going to talk to little Maureen, the grown Maureen who is here, and the one who is coming. You are such a strong woman. And your strength, is not yours. It comes from your Father in heaven. You've tried to change yourself and try to adjust and accommodate everybody. Some people who really don't even matter, but the ones who matter have loved you and have stayed with you as you are. In fact, they've celebrated you. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing for the people who matter. Also, the people who resist in terms of not seeing the message, God will still get into their hearts and they will see, because your intentions have always been pure. Your story has always been of goodness and doing the right thing, and also making mistakes and falling as many times as possible. Yes. You're a bull, girl. Nothing puts you down, and nothing ever will. You'll grow old, you'll see your grandkids, your great-grandkids, you'll be successful. Every form of generational bondage was actually broken, yes. And you're going to be the generational changer. You're a wonderful mommy. Pat yourself on the back more often. The imposter syndrome needs to step aside so that you can do all the great things you've been telling yourself, and also realize all the amazing ideas you've been banking in your brilliant mind. and never let anything also change you, because who he is within you is greater than who is out there.
Amen. Amen. Take your flowers. Go out and conquer. May doors be opened. May God have favor upon your children. May He also have favor upon the father of your children, upon your parents, upon every deal you come across. Thank you to the partners who never left. Thank you to the partners who are still supporting you. May we see you on more billboards. May you see you living your purpose. Go out there and conquer. That's my dream for you. I know where can people find you, and if there's anything you think we should have touched on that we've not touched on, you can address it briefly.
All right. So yeah, I think this has just been an amazing moment, and I would ask people to be kind. Life is not drama. It's not about clout. It's not about this and that. It's about a personal person. Like, just spend time to ask yourself, what if I was in this person's shoes? What would I do? What could I have done? Let's adopt a spirit of correcting and criticizing positively over castigating and throwing stones and hating and cursing. Remember, what you send out to another person is what is going to come back to you.
Yes.
If you feel hurt in any way, heal yourself so that you don't project and bleed on others. At the same time, be kind to yourselves, forgive yourselves, and let's just adopt. Let me tell you, that way of living of goodness and lightness, it feels so good. It's a place I would wish everybody to reach, every single person. You can find me on my social media pages as Maureen Waititu on Instagram, Maureen Angel Waititu or Maureen Waititu, 2 pages on Facebook. On YouTube, Maureen Waititu.
Yes.
And TikTok, Maureen Waititu.
Yes.
LinkedIn, Maureen Waititu.
Yes.
Everywhere, Maureen Waititu. I think my name is so unique.
Yes, no, it's unique. It's unique.
With anyone. Yeah.
They'll find you there.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, Jambi. If I don't call you, if I don't call you that, this interview will not be complete.
Only people dearest to me.
Nyambura, it's all right.
Nyambura. That's a good one. But I love the name.
Yes. I love that one. Thank you for coming. God, I gotta wind it up. But you know, guys, for me, I always say, these conversations won't just happen anywhere. So it's important for me to bring them to you as they are. But just to let you know that I appreciate you and may God go with you once more. Shall we wrap up?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So thank you guys for watching What a Show. Hata sijasikia nikaa tumefanya show. Nimesikia tu nikaa tulikuwa tumekama hapa mushene kidogo and then we bounce. But thank you for watching, and as always, I want to know what your take home is. And because I don't want to stay long in this outro, I want to remind you of something. Habakkuk 2:2. Write your vision down, guys. I see what manifestation can do. I see what dreaming can do. And I keep insisting and saying on this show, no matter what your hustle is, please be proud of it. There's no shame in hard work. You can come from sleeping on the floor. You can come to just living in a beautiful apartment. But the inner work is what we have to do in ourselves, you know. I think we have normalized having a lot of followers, having a lot of views, having a lot of people just telling us, you know, good cars and everything, but we forget to do the inner work. For me, that's the challenge. May we do the inner work so that we get to operate in a very clear mind, you know. I love that we've had Maureen here today. Thank God it did not even happen earlier when I really wanted to have her on the show, because to us right now, she's a manual. She's someone we can look up to and say, look at how she did it with so much class and grace, you know. And that's what I want for every one of us. And that's why this series called Rebuilding is so important, that even us who are watching right now, we have to normalize going through situations situations and still staying focused and saying, I'm going to come out of this no matter what. I'm going to fight. I'm going to power on. So do not give up on yourself, no matter how hard life is. And of course, before I wind up, I would love to say thank you so much to our beautiful partners at Maridadi Motors. What can I say? Every time I have great partners on these shows, I feel the power of God. These are the things we prayed for. So asanteni sana Maridadi Motors. They are no stranger to your show right now. You guys, you've seen them. You've seen Eric a couple of times on our shows doing the incredible work. So if you want to import a car, and just not import a car from people that are supporting other people, go check out Maridadi Motors, and you can talk to Gilbert here or Leah, and they will be able to help you. And also, if you have questions, info@lnn.digital, that's where you can find me. In the words of Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. And now I don't get to do this alone. Thank you so much to my team, Edgar, Scholar, and Muga, and of course our incredible editors, Kevin and Sam, for compiling this episode and making sure it reaches you right on time. To my people in UK, see you tonight. May God bless you. And to you back home, see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. God bless.
Wow.
It's a wrap.